Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Bald Father Bets. So we'll do a quick recap of College Football Saturday, where we had another positive day, and then we will go into picking every NFL game against the spread for today's Sunday slate. First, just want you guys to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, notifications on, so you get our community posts when we make halftime plays and plays early throughout the week. And then just support the channel, please, by like, share, comment on this video. Nothing that we would ever ask for you to pay for here. Always keep these picks free. Just want to grow the channel and grow our community because it's been a lot of fun. So yesterday, College Football Saturday, 32-17 record in terms of units. Very positive day. Our big plays hit in the 10 units we had on Georgia, and then the 10 units that we had on Wisconsin. The Wisconsin one was pretty easy, honestly, with the 3 time zone travel the 2 time zone travel 3 times in the past 6 weeks for Oregon. That's just a really difficult spot. I don't think anything less of Oregon because they played Wisconsin tough in a night game at Camp Randall in those conditions. I think they're still a very good team. They have an opportunity to win it all, along with a handful of other teams this year, because no one is what you would call a GOAT caliber team like a 2019 LSU or a 2020 Alabama. But difficult spot for them. So Wisconsin able to keep that one close. The Georgia-Tennessee one was tough, and you could see that one was tough. I mean, Tennessee got up early, 10-0, but Athens at night. Had a feeling Beck would not shit all over himself the way he had been in the previous few weeks. So Timmy from South Park did get a win there. Curious to see how the rest of the SEC shakes out over the course of the next 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun. You have a lot of banger matchups, and don't sleep on Ole Miss at Florida next week. I mean, we were on Florida against LSU. I think people were able to see why Lagway was really effective, even though he was limited with his legs. That's only going to loosen up as the weeks go on. I expect him to have even more mobility against Ole Miss. Just don't know if it'll matter, because Ole Miss's defense is top 2 in the SEC, top 3 in the country. So, but great day for us in college, and let's see if we can continue this winning week that we have. We're plus 30 units between Thursday and Saturday, headed into Sunday, so let's keep this momentum going. All right, we're going to start it off with our 1 p.m. kickoff games. We are taking the Steelers plus the 3.5 for 5 units. We already put that one in. You can still get the 3.5 now at certain books, so make sure you get that versus the 3. If you are riding against us with this one and you are on the Ravens, make sure you get the 3 and not the 3.5. Very, very key numbers there. This game is it's almost an auto bet if you get one of these teams at 3 or more plus points, unless there's some weird situation with backup quarterbacks or something like that. I don't know of a rivalry in the NFL where they play each other closer than Ravens-Steelers. It's always fun. And the Ravens' pass defense is atrocious. It's mind-blowing that they went from where they were last year to where they are this year, even though they still have Kyle Hamilton, even though they still have Marlon Humphreys. They really didn't change a whole lot in the back end, but losing McDonald has just completely neutered that pass defense. And I think Russ Wilson and the Steelers will take advantage of it, and I think they'll do enough to limit Lamar, as they always do enough to limit Lamar. They're one of the only teams that's able to do it. Jags-Lions, we're already on the Lions. We have a minus 13 for 3 units. I just don't think Mac Jones will get it done. I think that it's weird because people thought Trevor Lawrence was going to play. They officially ruled him out and said Mac Jones is starting again this week. They want to get Trevor Lawrence back after the bye week, and the line really didn't move that much. Whereas last week, when we went from Lawrence to Mac Jones, we went from a 3 to a 7. And that was why we were on the Jaguars, and I think that's why the Jaguars were able to cover. This is a different animal. They were at home last week. They're on the road at what many consider to be the top team in the NFL. I think they're in the mix. Whether or not they're number 1 is debatable, but the Lions are a very good team. I mean, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, they could combine for like 7 picks against Mac Jones. So we'll see what happens here, but we like the Lions minus 13 for 3 units. Rams, Patriots, we're taking the Patriots plus the 4.5 for 3 units. Patriots sneakily are kind of good. It's really weird. and the Rams are playing outdoors in New England in November. Again, for the people who are on the Jared Goff is terrible outdoors train, I see you and I raise you, Matthew Stafford, outdoors in cold weather. We then are Browns Saints. We're on the Browns. We're laying the 1, and we're doing that one for 3 units as well. Think that the Browns will blow the Saints out in New Orleans, actually. So I don't really have much more to say about that. Colts Jets, we're laying the 4 with the Jets. We're doing that one for 3 units as well. Anthony Richardson, quarterback, Colts. Again, the only reason Anthony Richardson at quarterback for the Colts was not being put up and shown across the previous 10 seasons as one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL season history is because Deshaun Watson existed this year, and he was the worst quarterback in the NFL since 2000, including Jamarcus Russell. Anthony Richardson was right in that next year. He is not saying that eventually he can't be, not saying that he isn't just a freak of nature athletic-wise, but he has like a 45% completion percentage, and he throws interceptions. Jets defense over the course of the past 2 to 3 seasons have historically done very good against inaccurate quarterbacks. So we like the Jets here. We like them minus the 4 for 3 units. Vikings, Titans. We're taking the Titans. We're taking them plus the 6, and we're doing that for 3 units as well. In Nashville on this one, would have been probably a little harder to do this had it been up in Minnesota. But I think you're seeing the Vikings come back down to earth. I think you're seeing Darnold kind of come back down to earth. Defense is still very good. Flores is still very good. They do give up passing yards, though. And that's where I think you're going to see Calvin Ridley kind of have a day here. There does seem to be a connection happening between old William, Bill Levis, and Calvin the Gambler Ridley. I think that one continues. You guys know my thoughts on old Billy Levis, but I just think 6 points is too much. We're taking the Raiders plus the 7.5 against the Dolphins for 3 units. Too many points. It's just too many points. Dolphins looked great this past week. They dominated the Rams really in every facet. Good to see them get going again. Think they actually will go on a run here, but it's just too many points against a Max Crosby-led Raiders defense. They are a scrappy bunch. They do tend to fight hard in every single game, and like them plus the points. We're doing the Bears plus the 6 for 3 units against the Packers. Just gross line, right? Just disgusting. But when something's that disgusting, we almost have to be on it. It's just an automatic. Got to be on it. Think that the firing of Shane Waldron, you're going to see some effects of that here. That offense was just terrible. So if we're going to find out this week whether it was Shane Waldron's system or if it's truly that the players are just not buying into Caleb and they want him benched. But think that they will keep it close. These two teams do tend to play each other close. They hate each other. It's in Chicago. Chicago is one of the slowest tracks in the NFL. The grass is long, it's soggy, it's gross, it's disgusting. Soldier Field is awful. Saying that as a Lions fan, I know, because every time we go to Chicago, all of a sudden our high-power speed offense is rendered useless and everyone looks like they're out there on skates. Packers have a similar type of play-action style offense right now with a lot of speed at wideout. The Bears have been playing them close. Jordan Love is secretly going through some regression right now, which I think he'll be fine. He'll get through it. But the Bears still have a very good defense. They just kind of quit last week. So like them here, plus the 6 for 3 units. We are taking the Broncos. We are laying the 1.5 against the Falcons. We're in the afternoon window now, by the way, guys. We are taking the Broncos. We're laying the 1.5 against the Falcons. And we're doing it for 10 units. So the Kirko Chains, who I'm a big fan of, we're now into another category here of him against a team where I think his offensive line is going to let him down some. Outdoors, cold weather, Denver. the Broncos should dominate this game with their defense. I mean, it's a weird one, but the Broncos should kind of blow Atlanta out here. So we'll see. But we're on the Broncos. We're on them for 10 units. We're laying the 1.5. We are on the Seahawks. We're taking them plus the 6 against the 49ers. We're doing that one for 3 units. I love the 49ers. I think they're great. I know they have dominated the Seahawks in recent memory, but that, again, was not this coaching staff for the Seahawks, it's previous coaching staff. So think that trend can change a little bit here. It's a really gotta-have-it game for both of these teams because the Cardinals are starting to kind of separate themselves in that division, and the Cardinals have head-to-head victories in that division. So both these teams, I think, are going to play quite tough here. But like the Seahawks, that's why I like the team plus the 6 points. If it was the other way, I'd be taking whatever team was plus the 6 points in this matchup. Chiefs-Bills. You guys know what I think about the Bills. I think they are one of the most overrated teams in the NFL. I think Josh Allen is incredible. I think that all the surrounding things on that team, especially the defense, have been very opportunistic this year. I think the defense is essentially riding on the fact that they get takeaways. I think that the offense is riding on the fact that teams have to have so much attention to Josh Allen that every once in a while there's wide receivers who are open, and when they're open, they're able to catch the ball. But, right, you got Dalton Kincaid out today. You got Amari Cooper out today. Chiefs defense is nasty, one of the best defenses in the NFL. I think Mahomes is, 13-1-1 as an underdog. Anyone who knows me knows that I think Patrick Mahomes is the greatest thing to ever touch a football in the NFL. I think he's more talented and better than Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning all put together. So obviously in this situation, we're taking the Bills -1 for 10 units. You can get that at the purple one, by the way. It's the only one that has the -1. Bengals-Chargers tonight. We'll come at you with a community post on this one, mainly because I want to see the line movement. We're leaning Chargers here, but I want to see the line movement in this one because the Sunday night game is usually not bet until later in the day, and I want to see if I'm certain they're going to get a flux of Bengals money coming in. Bengals almost have to win this. I mean, they don't, but they do. And I want to see how it moves. And I want to see if the book comes off of the Chargers as favorites at any point, or if they stick to their guns with it. Bengals at 4-6, Chargers at 6-3. Chargers, I don't think Chargers are thinking they're going to win the division at all, with the Chiefs being in it, but their path as a playoff team here is the wild card. They secretly are like one of the best teams in the NFL right now because they've had one of the best defenses in the NFL, but they were horrendous offensively to start the year, and all of a sudden they're kind of starting to put it together. And you look at, they're just not asking Justin Herbert to throw the ball all that much, but when he does throw the ball, he's still Justin Herbert. And so his numbers are pretty incredible in terms of efficiency and all that stuff. It's a Jim Harbaugh offense. It's similar, i.e. Michigan last year. So, but it's just a spot where the Bengals and Joey Burrow, they have to win, and it's Joe Burrow, right? But their defense has not been good. It's the one unit out of the Bengals offense, Bengals defense, Chargers offense, Chargers defense. The one unit here that you have questions about is Bengals defense. So line Chargers at home, it's essentially a pick 'em because it's at a Chargers -1 right now. But I would just want to see the line movement, and we'll commit on a community post later tonight. But that's it. So everyone enjoy their NFL Sunday. Please, again, support the channel, like, share, comment, and we'll be back at you tomorrow night for Monday Night Football. And go Lions.